Hey everyone, talking about Peony and Blush Suede by Joe Malone. The notes in this are red apple, peony flower, and suede. So this is not one of the better Joe Malone fragrances, for my taste at least, and I'm not one of those people who just criticizes Joe Malone by default. You'll often see people just talk, major shit about them, just like their longevity is terrible, which is for sure true for a lot of them and projection, but one, that doesn't mean the scent itself sucks. So it would be nice to see a little bit more nuance in that discussion and people also talking about what it actually smells like. Two, they're marketing it as a cologne. So they're telling people straight up front, this is very light and fresh type of fragrance, like low, amount of concentration of the fragrance in it. So it's not like they're claiming most of these are high longevity and projection. And I always think there's a time and place for all different kinds, including ones that have lower. But about this scent, I do tend to like, I guess that's not quite about this, and yeah, I do tend to like a lot of theirs too, but I'm just not a stan either, so I think I have a pretty balanced view. But to me, this just doesn't smell very good or stand, like, on one hand, it doesn't really stand out, but on the other, it's kind of like I do sort of dislike it. To my nose, it has this stereotypically somewhat cloying, like, perfumey opening, and sometimes people, criticize saying that, like, what does that even mean? But I think most people know what that means when something smells, like, too perfumey. Red apple, though, as a note, often comes across that way to me in fragrance, so could just be about my taste. The peony flower is present very early on and continues throughout. The suede comes in more slowly, though it's always very, like, kind of smooth and subtle and never gets, like, super leathery. It never leans in any way masculine or even really unisex to me. I would say it's pretty feminine the whole time. If you love red apple and peony, though, you might really like this, but if you don't, then I really wouldn't go out of the way to try it. Moderate longevity and projection, not like the worst Joe Malone, but nothing, crazy. Around $100 for a bottle. And yeah, this just isn't for me. I do tend to actually usually like the scent themselves for Joe Malone fragrances, but for this one, it's just kind of like, not feeling it. But again, that's just not my taste with these type of notes. So except for the suede, which I wish I got more. So your mileage may vary, and I'll link in the description where you can get a bottle or sample.